The man accused of killing tech executive Bob Lee took the stand today in his own murder trial, testifying for the first time about what led up to the deadly encounter. KTVU crime reporter Henry Lee live tonight at the Hall of Justice in San Francisco with more on today's testimony. Henry.
Yeah, Mike, this was a long-awaited moment. The accused killer taking the stand to explain why in his mind, he just had to stab Bob Lee in self-defense. But the DA has already begun its cross-examination of Momeni. There have been a number of prickly exchanges and objections by the defense. Now, Nima Momeni did take the stand in his murder trial in San Francisco with a nervous laugh, saying he was going through a range of emotions and that, quote, public speaking is not my forte. He soon became emotional and dabbed at his eyes with a tissue as he described coming to the U.S. from Iran with his sister and mother to escape his abusive father. Momeni testified he had no reason to be upset with Cash App founder Bob Lee. He said the two, in fact, were hanging out together and that the mood quickly changed, that Lee went from 0 to 100 when Momeni told Lee he didn't want to go to a strip club like Lee had asked. Momeni said he'd rather be with his family, which he said later was a bad joke. While standing with his attorney to demonstrate, Momeni said Lee ended up coming at him with a knife under the Bay Bridge. Momeni said he deflected the blows, and Lee ended up getting stabbed in the chest. Momeni said he threw the knife over a fence because he did not want Lee to retrieve it. He said Lee then casually walked away and that he had no idea Lee had been stabbed. But authorities say Momeni was upset that his sister, who suffered from drug addiction, had been given too many drugs by Lee's alleged drug dealer, which led to a, quote, bad trip and her passing out. A prosecutor today began his cross-examination of Momeni and made clear he believes Momeni's version of events doesn't make sense. KTVU legal analyst Michael Cardoza says the DA's grilling will be critical now that the defense has portrayed their client in the most positive light. We also spoke to Bob Lee's brother, Tim Oliver Lee.
In other words, to tell the jury what a good guy he is, what his family was about, how he was raised, his relationship with his sister. But when cross comes, as they say, the proof is in that pudding. How well will he do? How well will he answer the questions? Does he have believable answers, or do they seem contrived?
Just seeing him get angry and stuff on the stand, I'm feeling, that's what my brother saw that night. Right, is him getting angry and him, his story makes no sense to me, and I don't think it makes any sense to the jury either.
Now in court today, that brother, shook his head in disgust as Momeni testified he was in complete shock and heartbroken when he learned that Bob Lee had died. He said even though Lee attacked him, he didn't deserve to die. Now, Momeni will be back on the stand for more cross-examination. Live in San Francisco, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And once this testimony is over, Henry, are we thinking the jury gets the case maybe next week?
Possibly. I'm sure the defense attorneys will have more what they call redirect to try to potentially repair any damage by the DA's cross, and they'll go back and forth, and perhaps it will go to the jury at some point after that.
All right, big day there in the courtroom. Henry Lee, live tonight in San Francisco. Henry, thank you. Happening now across the bay.